Constellars and Tellarknights finally have connecting lore, a new spirit monster, and yes, that is Dormacords. Hey, 34% of you that have not smashed 11 crap out of the subscribe button. We're literally 60 away from hitting 110,000. Please show some little diamond heart and smash the crap out of that subscribe button. We have Tellarknights and Constellar support for you today, and I gotta clap for Konami. They made this so that it is also Constellar support and also Tellarknight support, and we've been waiting for a way to bridge the gap between these, because in terms of lore, these two pretty much share the same storyline, right? They're connected. They haven't really done anything for that, and we've waited how many years for Tellarknight support at this point for them to finally give it to us. So the first card here is Tellarknight Lyra. It's going to be 1200, 1600 on a level 4. This feels like a JoJo stand if one ever actually existed. So this card is always treated as a Constellar card. So yes, you're going to be very familiar with that line of text on these. Alright, so if a Tellarknight and or Constellar monster other than Tellarknight Lyra is normal summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an extender. Considering the fact that they're both Exceed-based decks, they needed as many ways to power through and step through all of these monsters that they could really do. So that's a very excellent effect. If this card is summoned, you can add one Tellarknight spell from your deck to your hand. Really weird that it's just specifically Tellarknight spell. They did not want you to search for alpha with this. If this searched for a monster or for a spell or trap, you know, there would have been some implications there. You know what I mean? It would have been pretty busted. Then we have Tellarknight Altea. This is going to be a 1700 with 1300 here in terms of stats, and another level 4 light warrior monster. Same line that we've always had here for these cards. This will always be treated as a Constellar Knight card, so we're still maintaining that. If this card is summoned, you can target cards on the field up to the number of light and dark Exceed monsters you control and destroy them. So that's actually a free board wipe, depending on what's going on, and it actually makes use of the light and darks for this deck, so good job on that part. If a Tellarknight and or Constellar monster other than Altea is special summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Also, you cannot declare an attack for the rest of turn except with Exceed monster. So this is actually where you're going to get your bonus effect back here. So you can, you know, step through all of your summons with this, and then you can actually revive this from the graveyard for the board wipe effect. Now, like I said, it's very interesting that they felt the need that we had to build a board wipe clause into this deck. But I mean, to be fair, you need these monsters to do as much as possible because of how little, you know, we're really adding into these decks. Now, one of the most interesting cards that we got today was Constellar Knight. Well, excuse me, it's Tellarknight Constellar Codicus. And yes, we are actually merging together. So Tellarknights, and it feels like this is like the Constellar top half, and this feels like Pallades down here, but this is the merged Megazord. We've finally done it. This is going to be a light level 4, or excuse me, a light rank 4 light spellcaster, actually. So it's going to be 2+ level 4 monsters to make this. Keep in mind that the 2+ is very interesting. If this card is Exceed summon, you can target one Tellarknight card and or one Constellar card in your graveyard and add them to your hand. Okay, so it's a free pickup, effectively, which is not bad. You can banish one Tellarknight or one Constellar monster from your hand or deck. Detach one material from this card. This effect becomes that monster's banished activated effect when that monster is normal summoned. Wait a minute. So what you're telling me is this gains, you can banish a Constellar or Tellarknight to gain that monster's effects as if it was normal summoned. Altair for a special summon from the graveyard, a search off of Deneb. That is actually a very, very interesting effect. We've never really seen Konami explore the aspect of giving, well, I mean, I guess they've had self-replacement effects before, but this card definitely does a fantastic job. It recurs back to your hand for future plays, and it gives you additional searching off of this card. Plus, the fact that, you know, you can go search for the next card down below here based off of one of these effects is absolutely, like, outstanding. So, very excited for that. Now, this is the most interesting card. So, this is Tellarknight Constellation, and, you know, we've been needing this. So you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name per turn. When this card resolves, you can special summon one Tellarknight or Constellar monster from your hand or graveyard. So this is going to give you an extender to put bodies on the field, which is not bad. You can target one Tellarknight or Constellar Exceed monster you control. Special summon from your deck one Tellarknight or Constellar XYZ monster, from the extra deck, one Constellar Knight or one Tellarknight monster with a different rank from that monster you control by using it as material. This is treated as an Exceed summon and transfer those materials. We now have a way to make Diamond so much easier in the deck. Like, this is what I wanted to see. Alright, this is how you bridge the gap. The fact that both decks will be able to play this card, I gotta clap for it. They did Constellars and Tellarknights very, very good in just 4 simple cards, which I'm very much impressed with this. Like, the fact that they were able to bring this all together and give us Robbie, you're just sucking it off. I mean, I'm happy. I really am. I've wanted Tellarknight support for years, and they finally gave us something that I would consider like a good, decent crumb of support. And the fact that it's also Constellar Knight support, rip Elsworn players. Someday we'll get our dreams answered of getting some decent support. Now we have this this spirit monster. This is the god card of the set. You always will get one superpower card every set that they consider like a crazy powerful card at the end of the day. And this is the holographic rare of the set. So this is a level 11 with 3,000 attack and 3,000 defense. It cannot be special summoned. You can tribute summon this card by attributing one normal summoner set monster. You're like, oh, okay. If this card is normal summoned or flipped face up, activate this effect. Your opponent can send any number of cards they control to the field, or from the field to the graveyard. And if you do, each player draws cards equal to the number of cards. So that's a both players effect. And then during the end phase of this turn, shuffle all cards that are banished on the field and in the graveyards into the deck. That's a fiber jar. Okay. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was normal summoned or flipped face up, return this card to your hand. This thing is the world's fattest spirit monster. But it does look amazing. Like, good stuff. We actually thought when they first revealed this that this was like a Spriggan's sprite monster because it fits the bill for the art, but they were just saying, nah, we're not going to do that. Why would we? Now we also have the Solfacord support here. So this is the Grand Solfacord Coolia. We are actually getting a link through 2,700 attack. It's 2 monsters, including a pendulum monster, which is actually not bad. Gains 100 attack for each face-up pendulum monster in your extra deck. So this thing's going to get 20, 29, 3 face-up. You're already at 3,000 attack. Activated effects of pendulum monsters this card points to cannot be negated. That's really good, actually. And once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, alright, you can special summon one Solfacord card with an odd pendulum scale from your pendulum zone to your zone that this card points to. And if you negate that activation, if you do add a Solfacord pendulum monster with an even scale from your deck to your extra deck face up, they gave Solfacord a negate, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it up for generic good pendulum support. You'll love to see it. And then we have Solfacord Symphonia here. It's going to be a quick play spell card. You will activate one card with this card's name per turn. Apply these effects in sequence based on the number of face-up Solfacord pendulum monsters with different names in your extra deck. 3+ all Solfacord pendulum monsters you currently control gain attack equal to their own pendulum scales times 300. Well, that's going to get very big. 5 or more, you can destroy one card your opponent controls, and then if you have a card with an odd pendulum scale in your pendulum zone, draw a card. Okay. And then 7 plus, you can special summon 1 Grand Solfacord monster from your extra deck. You can actually bring out Coolio off of this. So those are all of our new cards today. We only got, what is that, like 7 new cards, but they are all pretty interesting at the end of the day. So please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.